So now, as we were saying about our neighboring communities of Okuoma, they were lamenting some alleged military invasion. Because like the guest was saying, but I think our audience at the time hearing, it was saying that they understood that the military could be angry at the moment. But this has gone to affect neighboring communities. What do you have to say about this situation?
If such a rumor is true, the chief security officer of that state, which is the governor, should swing into action with a view to reach the necessary department of the government in order to call the soldiers to order, so that they will not use the anger to thwart the plans the government has for the late soldiers and the entire community. Because the government has mentioned and outlined the programs had for the families of the deceased in order to cushion the effect of all these things. But the governor of that state should not keep quiet. Should not stay in government house and be making decisions that will not work. He and his lieutenants with his team, they should visit that community and see things for themselves and be able to say something directly to the government, not to stay at government house after Sabbath and be deciding what is not deciding. Because what happened some days ago, wherein the government of this country lost some gallant soldier men, it's not fair for this country. It's not a good news locally and internationally, and it projects our country to be a country that has no mercy for human beings. So the governor should quickly swing into action. The senator representing that senatorial district, the House of Representative member from that zone, the House of Assembly member from that zone, and other political stalwarts in that zone, they should quickly swing into action and make sure that the necessary department of the government is gotten in touch with and to address the problem before it gets out of hand. So because one cannot be crying when the head is already off. So what has happened has happened. So they should not let another one to happen before they will start taking action. Because I could see a kind of saying maybe there's a kind of lukewarmness on the side of the persons in charge of such an area.
Okay, well, if we look at it this way, last week the governor of Delta State, that's Jerry Fubori, went there. He promised to speak with journalists after he entered the community. Yeah. But then he went into the community. When he came out, he denied press time. He did not talk to any journalists there. So he said that when he went to see the president, the reason when he finally spoke with newsmen, yeah, the reason he gave was he said he wanted to give first-hand information to the president first before he relayed whatever it was that. Yes, but then when he was still asked about the things that he saw there, he did not say anything. He did not really give much comment on it. The only thing he said was, after he went back to the state, was they should not really pay attention to what is going on in the media. But we have a correspondent there who, of course, journalists who were barred from going into the community. But some of the aftermath, and then we just showed the reports of communities lamenting. One person said it was saying ta 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 of bullets. But if we have situations like that, and then it seems as if the government is being tight-lipped about what is going on in the community, how is this supposed to bolster the people there? How is this supposed to bolster their confidence that even if they have information, they'll be able to go directly to the military or maybe the police to share the information they have with them, if the government itself is being stingy with information?
You see, to me, I think that governor must have been advised by his aides not to address press. I think that must have resulted in his decision that way. But that may not be too, such an advice may not be too fair with Nigerians, because the people were happy when he went there, and they expected him to tell them one or two things that will cool down the whole tension. But he kept quiet and went to Abuja for consultation before saying one or two things. The advisor had his reasons to advise him so. But I want to say that he is dealing with a Delta State people, and they were the one that elected him to occupy that office. So he owed the Delta State indigents, he owed them responsibility. He owed them duty of care. He should do what the law what the law required him to do, not what he thought he can do, or what one advisor advised at his own detriment. It's not fair. There are some advice that you take to. There are some advice you have to adjust it. There are some advice you don't need to follow it at all. So such an advice you throw into dustbin and go ahead and do the needful. But be that as it may, he was there once. Another one is looming. There is nothing wrong about it. If he goes there today as you are speaking, because you see, his presence there will bring about peace. Because they love him, they elected him, he's representing them, and he's protecting them. They will want to listen to him. Then that will also assist the federal government in taking or in swinging to an action. Because if he goes there now, the report will definitely get to the power that be at Abuja. Then power that be in Abuja will say, okay, the governor has been there, this is the situation, okay, then everything will be under control. But when you keep quiet and say you want to go to and see somebody else before you can tell people what you have seen on ground, I think that is not humanly enough. It's not humanly enough. I visited this community, everything is under peace and calm, everything is under control, the security agencies are on ground, the members of the community should not be afraid of anything, we are protecting you. Is there anything wrong when you say such a thing? Then just keep quiet and enter flight and go to Abuja. What are you going to pick in the Abuja? You want to go and bring holy water that will pour there, everything will be peace and calm. Your comments, your words, is a weapon that can calm down things and that can turn the whole community to flame. Silence is not good in such a situation. With due respect, I'm sorry to say that. You get there, nobody is saying you should narrate story as if you are reading newspaper. You have to be brief. I've visited the community, I've seen things for myself, I've seen my people here, and the security agencies are on ground, police, soldier, everything, they're on ground. The whole thing is under control. Everybody stay peace, no quarrel, nothing, and you leave. There's nothing wrong about it. Nothing wrong. But his advisor must have advised him to do so. But such conduct, I know Nigerians, they will read mini stories. Nigerians, if you use lecture to scratch on that, they read mini stories. So such mini is not too good for the system. This is a democratic system. Is he a military officer? He's not. He's a democratic elected government. People that put you there, you cannot talk to them. Where are we in this country? Where are we going? Things are not done that way. We do say, sir. You need to address, you need to make some adjustments in respect to that.
Okay.
Put everything under control. It is your tenure. You want your name to be in Guinness Book of Record. You need to do something that people will remember you for. Don't let people remember you for crisis.
Okay, all right. Now, despite the fact that it is well established that the gruesome murder of military men in Delta State,
yes,
it's uncalled for, it is wrong in all its totality. Yeah. But if we look at reports that is coming in when it comes to the conduct of soldiers in that community, where it is alleged that everyone there has fled the community because they are scared for their lives, and the neighboring community, so it's shame that the network was not at the best right now. We would have heard from a person who is in the neighboring community who would have told us about their experiences of the alleged military invasion. But if we are to look at the alleged conduct of the military so far, is it legal?
Let me be sincere with you. I've not, all these things we are saying, they say. To me, I don't believe in it. I don't believe in it. Though there may be some element of truth in it. But I think normally the military has boundary to extent they can go. And the law is very clear on what they're supposed to do in this country. I think there is no battlefield in that area. There's no battlefield in Delta State that would have warranted them to be behaving unruly, ungodly, and Okuoma. Nothing warrants it. I think, with due respect to Mr. President and the National Security Advisor, I think they should intervene and call these gentlemen into order. You should call them to order, so that they will not turn Delta State to a battlefield. Then, so that what the government has projected to cushion the effect of all these problems that happen in Delta State will be implemented to latter, so that the military men will not cause further problems for the government. I sympathize with the Nigerian Army, I sympathize with the family of the deceased, and I sympathize with the Delta State government. And I say that such a thing, God will not let it happen. And I also call on the pastors, the founders, the imams, the afar, the alajis, to keep on praying, so that God will continue to be answering the prayer. This is the season of forgiveness, a season of love, a season of give and take. Continue praying so that peace will be in this country. Because we have many churches in the Delta State, which are big churches. They should control the spirit and let the spirit control the system, so that the system will keep calm, peace and calm. So they are there. Let the spirit come down, so that everywhere will be peaceful. That is what we want.
Okay, we also have reports that is a Nigerian police force. They arrested 8 persons in connection with the gruesome murder of military men. We also have a Delta monarch who surrendered himself to the police. He was flown to Abuja. He said because he had nothing to hide, so he just surrendered himself, since he came up on the wanted list of people that they feel like might be linked to the attack. But if we have to look at this, how swiftly both the Nigerian police and the military, how swiftly they've worked so far in trying to get suspects. Some people have thought, they've come up with the opinion that, why is it that whenever we hear cases of people being kidnapped, the action is not necessarily as swift as this one that we are having? Because despite the fact that the federal government told us that no ransom was paid for kidnapped suspects, we saw that the kids have been rescued, they've been reunited with their families, but we didn't hear reports of anyone being arrested. No suspects have been arrested in connection with the kidnapping of the Kuriga students in Kaduna State.
You see, let me take you from that issue of kidnapping in Kaduna. You see, it is in terms of security, when you are handling sensitive issues that has to do with chains of investigation, you don't quickly release vital information. Doing that with what the investigation you are doing, I think that may be the decision government took, not to say anything about how those children or students were rescued. Yes, the government claimed nothing was paid, so I think Nigeria should accept it that way. But if anybody in this country has evidence to show that this is the money they paid, the person can come out with it. But in the absence of that, you have to believe what has been said. But for the government to go to press and say, this is how we started, this is how we started, it will thwart the entire investigation they are doing. Now, one cannot say whether they arrest or they didn't arrest. They may not want to go in on air because of that, because of the sensitiveness of the issue. That is the way. I'm not holding brief for them, but I am saying it with the little experience I have in terms of security matters. You don't release such information immediately. In the next few hours or days to come, whatever, they come up and say this. What will Nigerians say? They will keep quiet. That is why I say, if you want to know how Nigerians are, just create a WhatsApp group and say nobody should send any message in this group except the admin. And now you now open it for everybody. Oh my God. Some people will send message and say, what did you eat this morning? So that is how Nigerians are. Nigerians are so funny. Now they say, if the government had kept quiet, And those children who are not rescued, they will keep on talking. The children who are rescued now, handed over to their family, they keep on talking. They are still asking, well, they were ransom paid? Government said ransom was not paid. They are still asking how many people have been arrested. Where are they? Is that their major target is to get their children rescued? They were rescued. What else are they looking for? Do they want to take over the position of the National Security Advisor? Do they want to take over the position of the IGP or the Chief of Armed Forces or Chief of Nigerian what do they call it, Naval Staff or Air Force? Do they want to take it over? The answer is no. Say they should allow the security agencies to do their work. Now you see, an incident happened there some years ago, I think Borno State, where some students were kidnapped, and it took several years before some of them were the Chibok girls. Let me tell you, the present government must have taken cue from what happened there, and they don't want it to repeat itself. And let me also tell you that if the present administration has gone on there and be talking, shouting here and there, by now they might not have rescued those children. So because there is what we call confidentiality in terms of security. So once there is no confidentiality, you cannot get anything. You are pursuing criminal, then you are blowing serene. How do you want the criminal to wait for you? You want to arrest armed robber, and you are blowing serene. How? The armed robber will run away. But when you don't blame serene, maybe you are just trekking like a mere person walking on the road, and you can easily grab the person. So silence at times is the best answer to address this kind of problem. But I can assure you that since those children were rescued, the culprits, they must have been kept somewhere or about to be arrested. So Nigerians should stop reading incessant meanings to the action and inactions of the government, because the government is not a fool. It's not a fool. About how many children? 300 or 100 or something? 137 human beings. That is a whole community. And those children would be sorry. Some of them may be president of this country in the future. Some may be senator, maybe speaker, maybe senate president, maybe chief judge, maybe lawyer, maybe doctor. So having rescued them, what we need to do now is to advise the government. How do we make sure that these children, they become persons that are reasonable or responsible in this country? Not to be using torchlight, to be monitoring how the security agencies rescue them, how many millions they pay. If they pay money to anybody, are they going to collect that money to feed their children at home? The answer is no. Government said cover was not paid. Take it. If you see evidence that they pay money, bring it out. Let us see.
Okay, but do you think that it is this same sensitivity and confidentiality that the Delta governor too did not disclose what is?
They are two different ballgames. The confidentiality that could have applied in Delta State is that he should be careful of his choice of words. Yes. If you have 3 words, you can speak one and keep the rest. Yes. So confidentiality may not totally apply there. People who are taken away to a known destination and they rescue them. You want the person to tell you, say, we use gun, we use this one. No. But this one has to do with a community, and then the soldiers and the rest. And you went there. All of a sudden, you just carry your enter jeep to airport, then you zoom to Abuja. Did they kill anybody in Abuja? So then, on the issue of the traditional leader that made himself available for, you see, anybody could be suspected of any crime. I salute his courage, to be sincere, to have come out openly and say, you are looking for me, I am here. Investigation should continue. They should investigate him. If they investigate, the man has no letter with it, the man will be let go. Yes, that is the issue. But the only thing I would say is that they should not detain him more than necessary. Yes, they should do the investigation. But that investigation they are going to do about what happened in Delta State is what I call joint investigation. It's not the thing Nigeria police alone can do. Because those people perpetrated those atrocities. Some of them might have left the soil of this country. I'm sorry to say that. So there is need to have interconnectivity with some other neighboring countries in order to track the perpetrators. And to do that, Nigeria police alone cannot do it. To even arrest Yahoo boys, it's a problem for them. They go to the bus stop, they'll be searching your phone, looking for Yahoo boy. That's how you get Yahoo boy, by staying in Ojota bus stop and be looking for fine boys going on the street and be searching them. Is that how to get criminal? That is not how to do it. There are many ways.
Well, definitely, that's a topic for another day. Thank you so much for being with us on the program.
We thank God. We thank God for
appreciate
making us to see today, to still observe this program. And my prayer is that Nigeria will be a better country.
Definitely.
It will be a better country. It will be better than America and United Kingdom, by the grace of God. My pastors, our imam, evangelists, founder, spiritual heads, keep on praying. But remember that you need to contribute to the development of this country financially, agriculturally, not only spiritually. You must contribute financially, agriculturally, socially, politically, not spiritually.
Because prayers and action must go hand in hand.
God bless you. God bless you.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Yemi Omodele, a legal practitioner. Well, we also have to say many thanks to Ebilade Kerefe, the former IOC national spokesman. This is a shame that the network did not really let us have all the information that you wish to share with us on the program. But either way, we still thank you so much for your presence on the program. And this is what we'll be drawing the curtains close on today's episode of Firecrackers. We thank you so much for staying with us to the very end. My name is Irebami Salako, wishing you a joyous Easter celebration and have a wonderful week ahead. Goodbye.